Today we find ourselves in front of the building of the Armenian National Committee at 104 North Belmont Street in Glendale, California. This building also houses the Armenian Cultural Foundation and the Armenian Revolution Federation Western Region. And we're here to present them with a letter petition, which is I'm going to read for you now. Petition against ANC's endorsement of Representative Adam Schiff. The Armenian National Committee of America, ANC, appears to have entitled itself to the authority of throwing community electoral support behind congressional candidates. Who has authorized the ANC to speak on behalf of the entire Armenian American community? As a lobbying wing of the ARF, the ANCA may, at best, account only for the ARF members' electoral preference when it comes to endorsing congressional candidates of its choice. Fortunately, the Armenian American community is a lot more diverse and populous than the slimming ranks of the ARF. The ANCA furthermore claims that its endorsement is based primarily on the incumbent's record across a broad range of Armenian American issues. It's that broad range too narrow to include such critical issues as the Syrian conflict, which has caused substantial losses and suffering not only among the Syrian people, but also one of the world's largest and oldest Armenian communities. In fact, like their support for human rights issues related to Cyprus are taken into consideration for making assessments to House representatives, the ANCA has no excuse whatsoever to exclude their position with regard to the more pressing issue, which is the Syrian conflict today. The fall of the democratically elected Bashar al-Assad's government is one of the current U.S. goals in the Middle East. The Turkish government and Representative Adam Schiff of the 28th District shares that goal. Since the start of the conflict, Turkey has been providing all-around support for the so-called moderate Syrian opposition forces and terrorists affiliated with Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State of Iraq and Levant, ISIL, to wage a war against the Syrian government. According to the United Nations estimate, over 191,000 people, including Armenians, have died since the start of this war in 2011. Representative Adam Schiff, who is endorsed by the ANCA, has authorized all bills intended for supporting these opposition forces in their fight against the sovereign Syrian government. In contrast to the force that strive to topple its people, the current Syrian government made sure that people of all ethnic backgrounds in Syria lived at peace regardless of their religious beliefs. Strangely, in an interview on MSNBC on September 10, 2014, Adam Schiff said, "I am not confident that the weapons we will provide will stay in the right hands and they won't ultimately get into the hands of ISIL. As we have seen in Iraq, where a lot of American-made Humvees, tanks, anti-tank weapons, etc. have taken over by ISIL when they conquer territory. I would want to see level of confidence that will go to the right people, they will stay with the right people. It's hard for me to see that happen. And yet, and this is Adam Schiff who stated that, and yet despite these public statements, as few as 7 days later, on September 17, 2014, he went on to vote for the House Amendment 1141, authorizing the Secretary of Defense to provide training, equipment, supplies, and other assistance to appropriately vetted Syrian opposition groups and individuals so they can defend the Syrian people from attacks by the Islamic State of Iraq and Levant. There is ample evidence, let me finish reading this for the people. There is ample evidence about numerous members of the so-called moderate opposition defecting to ISIL and consequently using U.S. trained funds and arms against the U.S. and the very Syrian people they are expected to defend. Effectively, Adam Schiff played into the hands of Turkey and ISIS, often masked as moderate opposition, therefore jeopardizing the lives of the members of the Armenian community still in Syria After all, March 21st, 2014 attacks against Kesab, a mostly Armenian populated town in Syria, was a joint operation carried out by the opposition forces in coordination with terrorists affiliated with Al-Qaeda and ISIL. Despite his efforts to achieve the recognition of the Armenian genocide by the U.S. government, endorsement of Adam Schiff in his re-election bid is tantamount to an indirect support of Al-Qaeda, ISIL, and Turkish policies towards Syrian and its Armenian population. We, the undersigned, demand that the ANCA immediately withdraw its endorsement of Adam Schiff in the upcoming congressional election to be held on November 4th, 2014. And you may visit www.nobombsforsyria.com to review a fact sheet about Adam Schiff's track record as a House representative for the 28th District. And we plan to deliver this letter to the ANCA here, Western Region, so it can get to the ANCA because they are a part of it and it's actually their district. But there's a sign, as you saw, which says, the sign is down. Yes.
I'm Ellen.
Hi, Ellen. How are you? Oh, you are? Okay. We want to give you a copy of this.
Ellen.
There was a sign there.
Yes.
It's gone now.
Yes.
Gone now?
Yes.
How come?
Okay. Would you care to meet with us?
I have other meetings that I need to attend to, but I'd be more than happy to take your letter.
Okay, we're just going to sign it and give it to you.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to sign it. You're going to sign it. Irena is going to sign it.
The building is closed.
We have to go around.
Oh, the building is locked. Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. No, not at all. I just showed up without calling.
Oh yeah. Well, it used to be with appointment only, so that's no longer the case. Here, Irena.
Anyway,
Did you want to? Yeah. Did you want to sign this, and then we'll give it to them?
do you know what it is supporting Adam Schiff? It's supporting Turkey. Yeah, it's supporting Turkey. You guys are very contradictory.
Do you have a copy of it?
Do you
I'll
want,
take it. I'd be more than happy.
you want to see what Adam Schiff has all
Okay.
endorsed?
So this is for you,
To make
and
the
if
war
you want,
in
you can get in
Syria
touch with me via
worse.
email, and we can set up an appointment with the city.
Here's my contact.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
It's a pleasure.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Let me
you.
give you my contact
Sure.
information.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Do you receive my email?
I do.
Do you read them sometimes?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact.
If you read over here, see what Adam Schiff has done for Syria.
I'll definitely.
Yeah, he's
Thank you.
caused the death of lots of